welcome to Lynn's Recipes. Today I'm going to make an Oreo cheesecake. This Oreo cheesecake recipe came from a restaurant we used to have close by called Mick's. This was a really popular dessert item that they had on their menu. The amounts of the ingredients that you're going to need to make this cheesecake will be listed in the information box below, or you can find it on my website. The ingredients are: you'll need Oreos, you'll need melted butter, cream cheese, vanilla, sugar, eggs, and you'll need some more of the Oreos that were out of that same package, but they're just crumbled up. They're not crushed for the crust. You'll also need to preheat your oven to 250 degrees. You'll need a 10-inch spring-form pan that you've lined with some aluminum foil because this will be in a water bath. And I've actually sprayed the inside of mine. The recipe actually calls for lining the bottom of this with parchment paper, but I don't do that because it's hard to serve the cheesecake. But if you want to do that, that's fine. I find that just spraying the pan works fine too. I'm going to start making the cheesecake by making the crust. Now what I did was I took it was 18 to 20 Oreos with the filling, put them in my food processor, and just crumbled them up. They're very fine. So what we're going to do is take our batter that we've melted, and we're going to stir this together. Get it all moist. It's going to start coming together. And it's already a little bit together because you crumble these up in the food processor with the filling, so they're pretty moist anyway. But we're just going to go ahead and make sure we have our butter all incorporated into the crumbs. You see it coming together a little bit more even with it's making little balls, and we'll just keep on working with it. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to take this and pour it in the bottom of this pan. Put that over a little bit. And I'm just going to start mashing it down to cover the bottom of this pan. And it's going to make a really nice crust for the cheesecake. Okay, that's looking really good. That's what it looks like. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my 250 degree preheated oven for about 8 to 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start the filling while the crust is in the oven. And what I've done is I've taken my cream cheese, and this is a lot of cream cheese, but this makes a big cheesecake. And I've put it in my bowl, and I'm going to beat this for about 6 to 8 minutes till it's nice and smooth. So I'm going to start doing that. My cream cheese is blended really nicely. It's all smooth. Now I've taken my crust out of the oven and set it aside to cool while I continue on with the filling. The next step is to put the sugar in and beat it until it's blended well. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, my sugar is incorporated and pretty well blended in there. Now, I do want to say that you can make this cheesecake in a stand mixer. I prefer to use my handheld mixer because I feel like the lumps come out of the cream cheese a little bit better, but feel free to use whatever kind of mixer you want to or that you have. It's fine. The next step is to add the eggs and the vanilla. And I'm just going to add the eggs one at a time, and then when I'm done beating all of them in, I'm going to put in the vanilla. Okay, this is all mixed up. So now the next step is to take the Oreos that we crumbled and just fold them into the batter. Okay, all of my Oreos are mixed into the batter, so now we're going to pour it into our crust. Just going to smooth it out. I'm going to go ahead and set this in my roasting pan. Now, what I'm going to do is make a water bath. This has to go into the oven at 250 degrees for 2.5 to 3 hours, or until it's golden brown on top. So now I'm going to go open up my oven and set it in there, and then bring the water over and show you how to do the water bath. Okay, I've set my roasting pan with my cheesecake in my oven. And now what I'm doing, I have a kettle of boiling water here, and I'm just going to slowly pour it into the roasting pan. And that's why we lined it with the aluminum foil, so that none of the water will seep in. You want it to go about halfway up. Okay. So now I'm going to slowly push this in. Close it up, and I'm going to set my timer for 2 hours. My cheesecake cooked for the entire 3 hours. I just took it out of the oven. This is what it looks like. It's all golden brown on the top. So now what I'm going to do is let it sit on the counter and cool. And once it's cooled, I'm going to cover it and put it in the refrigerator for 24 hours before we serve it. My Oreo cheesecake is done. This is what it looks like right out of the refrigerator. And now I'm going to put it on a serving plate. I'm going to cut a slice of the cheesecake and show you what it looks like served. I'm going to garnish with some whipped cream. And I have some little mini Oreos that I'm going to stick in the top of the whipped cream. This is Oreo cheesecake. I hope you enjoy it.